If you're selling a home here in Murrieta, California, watch this video to make sure you don't make this $25,000 mistake. Hey guys, hey again, my name is Justin Short with the Short Real Estate team here at Signature Real Estate Group in Murrieta, California. Again, each week we're keeping these videos coming at you. We are hopefully giving you different perspectives on the real estate market, giving you market updates, updating you, and hopefully educating you here on the Murrieta, Temecula, Menifee Valley. We are putting them out once per week. So if you are liking the videos, please go ahead and hit subscribe. Please go ahead and like the video, and you can feel free to reach out to me anytime. So I've had a lot of people reach out to me lately with different questions about the area, about the market, what's going on. So you can call, text, email. You can see my information at the end of the video, and definitely would love to talk to you. So please don't hesitate to reach out, or you can always comment on the video as well. So today we're going to talk about the biggest mistake that we're seeing home sellers make. This is something that I've seen cost home sellers about $25,000, sometimes even more if they make this mistake. So we'll get into it. Right now, I think most people realize, and we've done several videos about this by now, but it's a heavy seller's market, right? So there's not enough available homes for sale. Homes are selling quickly. Home prices are going up. Some of the market update videos we've talked about, there's over $100,000 in equity people have gained in the last year. So home prices are going through the roof, right? Even the last home that we just put on the market, we had, again, over 25 offers on the house. So it's super competitive and prices are going up. But the biggest thing that's happening is what we're noticing is we're getting a lot of really high offers that are over asking from the buyers, okay? And that's gonna be typical. Anytime you see this appreciation, it's kind of a bidding war, right? People are bidding the price up, and that's good if you own a home and you're selling it. However, getting that great offer doesn't do you any good. What you wanna do is we need to get to the closing table, and we wanna close with the best offer and the best terms possible. So the biggest thing we're seeing is people will make an offer for an inflated price that's just never going to close. They're going to hope that they're going to try to renegotiate that deal later. The biggest way we're seeing that is with appraisals. So right now, the big mistake that we're seeing people make is not protect themselves to make sure they're covered in case of a low appraisal. So just make sure to kind of give the education piece for you guys. So anytime you're buying a home, right, if you are getting a loan on the property, that means you're going to put down a portion of the purchase price as a down payment, right? And then the bank is going to finance the difference. So usually the bank's going to finance anywhere between 80%, 90%, 95% of the home, right? So the bank, in essence, they're taking all that risk, right? They're the one that's paying out the majority of the money. You have your little portion of a down payment, the bank's shelling out the rest of the cash, okay? So that means the bank is, they're loaning all this money on this piece of property, right? So what the bank does, the bank says, okay, I'll loan you the money, but I want to make sure the property is worth what you're buying it for, okay? So they're going to have an appraisal that's done. I think most people can kind of understand that concept, right? So the bank's going to say, hey, Justin, in order to loan you the money on this house, we're going to make you order an appraisal, okay? So that means I'm going to have to pay for that. So that's probably going to cost me $600, $700. I'm going to order an appraisal through the escrow process. Don't worry, your lender takes care of all this for you. It's very typical, right? So, and I'm going to order the appraisal to be done. So the appraisal, let's say if I buy a home, let's say that's listed for $600,000. Let's say I try and buy it for $625,000 because it's a bidding war, right? The price got bid up. So I have a contract to buy it for $625,000. I have to order the appraisal. The appraiser goes out, does the appraisal, and then he turns the appraisal report back in, and he says, hey, I've done the appraisal, and from my numbers and based on recent comps, this house is worth $600,000. And so the bank is going to say, okay, great, it's worth $600,000. So that means we're going to loan on $600,000. So the bank, they're going to loan money based on that appraised value. Okay, so that means we have a gap. So we have, I offered $625,000. The bank's going to loan on $600,000. That means there's a $25,000 gap. Okay, so the issue there is what's going to happen with that money. So if I'm a home seller, right, and I thought I got an offer for $625,000, but the bank's only going to loan for $600,000. Well, what happens to the difference there? Okay, so the biggest thing that we need to make sure as a home seller is that we have a buyer that is willing and able and will commit to covering that appraisal gap. Okay, so that $25,000 gap, that means that buyer is going to have to come up with out of pocket. So if I'm the buyer, that difference between $600,000 and $625,000, I'm going to need to put down my down payment, my 20% down on $600,000, plus an additional $25,000 to cover the gap, okay? So that is very common right now in today's market. However, when it's such a competitive market, we're getting all these offers, people will even say, they'll say, yeah, I'll cover the difference, no problem, I'll waive that appraisal contingency, no problem, I'm good to go. I'm your buyer, let me do it, and I'll give you the highest amount of money for it. It sounds great. However, they may not have the funds to do it, right? So what we do when we list homes for our clients, right? So we have multiple offers that come in. We make sure we negotiate an offer that is going to waive that appraisal contingency and agree to cover the gap, which is great. That's important to have in a contract. But beyond that is we need to see some sort of proof of funds, right? We need to see a bank statement. We need to see some sort of account that shows they have the money to do that. So we need to see an account that shows they have 20% down plus an additional $25,000 to cover that difference, okay? So a lot of times, say those 25 offers I told you we got on our last listing, well, 10 of them actually had the ability to cover the gap, okay? There's another 10 that said that they would, but they didn't have the money in place. They didn't actually have the funds to be able to cover the difference. So they'll commit to it up front, but bottom line, if they don't have the means to actually be able to pull that off and actually get to closing, then we're gonna have to cancel the escrow down the line, or they're gonna try and renegotiate with us. So right now, it's a heavy seller's market. You as a seller are gonna have all the leverage. So your time to capitalize that leverage is really upfront. So we want to negotiate that upfront. We want to make sure we protect ourselves. We have proof of funds. We have a buyer that's willing and able and will commit to covering that gap with bits of short and appraisal. And that way you can make sure you actually get to closing and put the most amount of money in your pocket. So hopefully, I feel like I kind of went through some different terms and things there, but hopefully that was good info. Hopefully helped give you good perspective if you are selling a home on how you can try and protect yourself and what we do for our clients. So if you have questions, you can reach out anytime. Again, if you're liking the video, please go ahead and hit like. Please go ahead and hit subscribe. We'll keep the videos coming. And please reach out, call, text, email me with any questions. I'd love to talk to you guys. All right, have a good one.